Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I'm coming to you live from DeFazio Park. Or, well, probably not live. This is just going to be a recording because of bad Wi-Fi out here at DeFazio Park in Needham, Massachusetts. But I am still bringing you coverage of today's varsity high school boys soccer contest between the hosting Needham High Rockets and the visiting Brookline High Warriors. Very rainy day out here, but that's not stopping the boys. They've got the action already underway. We had a bit of a late start to this broadcast because I was struggling with the Wi-Fi, as I said before. But here we see Needham on the attack. They try a crosser. Nice block. I believe that was Sebastian Cuervo for Brookline on the block there off the attempted kick from Needham's number 12, Ollie Gannon. Needham now has managed to force a corner kick. Early corner kick here is going to be coming from Needham's number 4, Jonathan Ross. Ross sends it into the box. Header is not at the right angle, and it's cleared away. I believe that was Jack Fitzgerald for Brookline, and a big trip as Nico Liteplo off of the clearing kick almost had a streaking path to the net. And instead it's going to be a free kick for Brookline. Into the box it goes, headed away by the Rockets, but kicked back for a second. Back and forth it goes, and it's Cuervo with control of it for Brookline. Taps it back, it's booted into the box, and it is wide of its intended target, Liteplo. It's going to be scooped up by the goalie. Needham working it up the far side. Couple passes, it winds up with number 10, Brendan Woodman. Brookline trying to take it back, but it's recovered by the Rockets. Pass out to the near side. Pass goes up to Gannon. Gannon gets around his defender, racing upfield, tries a crosser through. It finds a target, and it finds the back of the net. Less than 3 minutes into the game, the Needham Rockets are on the board off some stellar passing there. So Needham takes the 1-0 lead within the first few minutes. All happened so fast, I was struggling to even see who that pass finally ended up with. But now Brookline working to respond. Needham recovers the ball, gets a pass to the middle, and they're going to call Brookline for the penalty off the hard collision as they knocked over Needham's number 2, Campbell Keys. Get it started. Move it up the middle to number 8, Kyle Reddish. Pass goes to the outside and forward. Dribbling through, a leading pass is broken up by the Brookline defense. I think that might have been Cuervo again who knocked that away. He's been everywhere in these first few minutes for the Warriors. Jackson McGee kicks that one. Nice tap forward, but it's going to be corralled by the Rockets. Pass upfield miss is broken up at the last second. Pass across, Wally Lawrence kicks it forward, walled off by Needham, and the Rockets take it back. Pass to the middle to Reddish, upfield, fight for the ball, and it is recovered by number 10, Woodman. Lost out of bounds now, and it is Brookline ball. Throw in goes up the line. Fighting for it. Brookline trying to push it forward, but it's knocked away, but recovered. That's Eamon Boschel, number 10, dribbling with it. Tries to fight through a defender, but it runs out of room, goes out of bounds. And that will be Needham ball. Throw in, deflects, pushed forward by Woodman, kicked out of bounds by Brookline's number 5. Who's number 5? Oh. Throw in, it's knocked out of bounds. Number 5, unfortunately not on my roster, might be a recent call-up or might be just a different jersey number from what's usually played with, but either way, play goes on. Pass back to Needham's number 3, Matthew Barton, passes across to number 4, tries to kick it towards the box, it's kicked out. Brookline trying to work it, it's almost stays in bounds, but Lawrence couldn't get there in time as he was boxed out by Ross. Or no, it was out off of Needham. Brookline gets the throw-in. Lawrence throws it back to number 23, Koya Nicoli. Throw in. It's funny, I don't think that looks like Koya Nicoli wearing number 23. There might be a couple of different jersey numbers today, folks. There might be a little bit of confusion. So they got some alternate jersey numbers today. It's only a little bit of confusion to go along with the craziness provided by the weather, but we play on. Leading kick walled down by the Rockets. Defensive play by number 22, Maximilian Goodrow. Brookline with the out-of-bounds throw, and it's headed away. Fight for the ball, lost out of bounds. Yeah, I think we're okay for now, but I'll let you know. Throw in for the Rockets. Back and forth it goes to number 2, a leader. Charging in, shot saved by McGee, rebound is scored. No question that time the score coming from number 10, Brendan Woodman. Or no, did he hit the outside of the net? He hit the, oh, I got confused. It was the outside of the net. He missed on the putback. I thought for sure he had that one, but the great save by Jackson McGee not in vain, as he does keep Needham off the board. Or off the second time on the board. Brookline moving it forward. It's knocked out of bounds, and Needham gets the favorable deflection. It'll be a Rockets ball. Throw in into open space, taken back by Brookline. Pass goes back to number 23, kicked forward, deflected into open space. It's tapped forward by Ross, and now Gannon sends it to the middle. Briefly broken up, but then recovered by number 2, Keys. Keys sends it forward, and now a long leading pass just misses its target. It's going to roll out the back. That pass intended for number 9, Omar Bugazia. Still 1-0, the Needham lead. 30 minutes on the clock here in the first half. McGee with the goal kick. Hard ricochet. Brookline trying to push it forward, but no room. Ross takes it, sends it up to Gannon. Gannon working up the near side. Matched up with Boschel, he sends a pass forward to Bugazia, now tapped over for Keys, broken up by Cuervo, and cleared out by Jack Fitzgerald. Bounces out of bounds, it'll be Needham ball. Ross throwing it in up the line, off the head of Keys, booted away by 23, recovered by Reddish. Reddish sends it forward for Keys. Keys takes it, trying to fight through, touches one through to Gannon. Gannon's kick deflected into the air. It's downed and rolls into the waiting arms of McGee. Again, Needham just continuing to apply the pressure as Lawrence tries to work it up the near side. Lawrence battling. Still battling, and it's lost out of bounds. Ross throws it in, off the head of Gannon, downed by Boschel, recovered by Reddish. Reddish runs into a wall but recovers the ball, pass to the middle to Keys. Now across to Woodman. Woodman to the outside. Pass down the line, down the far side, and some physical play down there at the far end. And ultimately, it looks like they are going to simply call a corner kick. Needham ranked number 3 in the newly debuted MIAA Division I power rankings, and they are showing that off here as a big defensive deflection from Brookline stopped that shot, or not stopped, but slowed it down to make it an easy save for McGee. Needham number 3 in the new rankings. Brookline, who is trying to work the ball down the far side, but running out of room as it's forced out of bounds. Brookline comes into this ranked 9th in the power rankings, in large part thanks to a tough opening schedule. Brookline with the highest opponent rating in Division I, and that opponent rating is only going to go up today as they take on number 3 Needham. Needham, meanwhile, with a powerful record of 6-1-1 that has propelled them to their top spot in the power rankings. Rockets moving it forward, broken up by Fitzgerald. Brookline now trying to move it, swing to the middle. Pass goes up to Lawrence. Lawrence's kick walled off by Ross and recovered by Gannon. Gannon dribbling, cutting across, taps it outside, trying to fight through. It's deflecting back and forth, cleared out by Brookline. Taken for a second by Sebastian Spinelli, and they call the penalty on Reddish. Brookline setting up for the free kick. And it looks like the officials are going over to talk to the Needham coach. He didn't like that penalty call. He thought Reddish got all ball on that one. But at the end of the day, it is the officials' call, and you got to live with it. Setting up for Brookline is number 5. I think that might be Oliver Stern wearing number 5 today, as that one goes off ahead, but well wide of the net, and the Needham goalie is just going to watch it go out. Subs checking in for the Warriors now. And what it is, it might be that some of these players are wearing like jerseys from last season or something, because I think Stern was number 5 last year before switching to number 20 this year. Oh, these are new jerseys, as I'm just being told. So I got it completely backwards. Throw in is lost out of bounds. It'll be Brookline ball. little less than 25 minutes on the clock here in the first half. Needham leads 1-0. Throw-in goes off ahead. Booted high in the air by the Rockets. Headed back and forth again. Needham lost track of it briefly and ripping it away. I believe that's my mistake. That was number 13, Henry Ames, who had it for a sec, but it was kicked away. Kick upfield. Fitzgerald trying to play the last line, and he does, kicking it out of bounds along the side. Throw in broken up. Sent up the line, deflected out of bounds. Brookline ball once again. Up in the air, it's downed. Kicked forward. Now a kick forward. I think that was Grady Ames who kicked that one, but it was kicked away. Back and forth it goes. Taken by Lawrence. Pass across. Slide deflection away. I think that was Reddish. As now Fitzgerald riskily comes out to try and kick it away. Now Needham tries to kick a leader, but nobody there. The rain calming down for the not coming down, but calming for the moment. And we get a brief respite of no precipitation for the moment. Needham with the ball. This is Ross kicking it out to the far side, deflected down. Keys has it, knocked away. Recovered by Brookline, kicked upfield, intercepted by Reddish. Pass to the outside and knocked out of bounds. It'll be Brookline ball. I believe that was number 14, Xander Laidlaw, who was trying to work that up the far side for the Rockets. Throw in. Brookline couldn't stay with it up the far side. It's taken away. Rockets send a leading kick. It's downed. Nice backwards kick away by Boschel. But Needham recovers, sends it out to Gannon on the near side. Gannon trying to dribble in, sends a crosser into the box, but it's taken into the arms of McGee. Slight deflection on that kick. He might have wanted more lift on that one. McGee simply rolls it in to number 23. Kicks it upfield, and that's going to be out of bounds. If I were to venture a guess, just based on position on the field, I would guess that number 23 is Tony Zhang. And I think it is. He normally wears 26, but today wearing 23. And then I believe number 5 is Oliver Stern, the team's center back. Pass to the middle, collision, and it's taken away by Boschel. Boschel taps to the outside, broken up. Sent forward by Needham, kicked away by Fitzgerald. And lost out of bounds. Brookline trying to rush the throw-in. It gets sent back to Cuervo. Cuervo slices it the wrong way. Deflects back and forth. Cuervo still fighting for it along the far side. Manages to get a pass away. Charging forward for a second was Henry Ames, but it's kicked away. Now Zhang heads it forward. Lawrence tries to tap it to the middle, but it's intercepted. Needham trying to push it forward, and it's kicked away by Grady Ames. Recovered by Henry. Taken away. Bugazia kicks it out to the far side, and it's going to roll too far out of bounds. Almost midway through the first half now. 20 minutes, 20 seconds on the clock here in the first half. Home team Rockets still holding a 1-0 lead over the visiting Warriors. The Warriors trying to find a way to generate some offensive pressure as we got a trip up there. Down low, and that's either... It's not. It's not. Throw in towards the box. Out of bounds, and they're going to say Brookline corner. Signal, kick, coming in high, might be a little too high, and it's headed away by the Needham defense. Still fighting for it. Needham working on the clear up the far side, and they get it upfield. This is Woodman. Woodman to the middle finds Reddish. Reddish with a nice cut up the middle. Passes back to Woodman. Woodman to the outside. Now forward. And it is collected. Number 11 dribbling in along the baseline. Tries a pass, and it's kicked away at the last second by Sebastian Spinelli. Harry Clapham was working that one in well. Given the side of the field he plays, he might have been the one who scored that first goal for Needham. I didn't quite see it all happen so fast. But either way, this is going to be a corner kick now for Needham as they are trying to open up a multi-score lead here in the first half. Currently leading 1-0. Into the box. Header is in. A perfectly executed header as left open on that play. I'm just waiting for a turnaround so I can see the jersey number. I believe that's number 2. That is Keys, Campbell Keys, with the header to give Needham the 2-0 lead. (2-0) in the first half, and you can see why Needham ranks in the top 3 and the highest division of the MIAA so far this season. Brief bit of confusion there for the starting kick for Brookline after the goal. And here we go. Big kick forward by Cuervo. Off the head of Lawrence, but goes the wrong way, and it's going to go out of bounds and be Needham ball. Throw in from Ross, bouncing along. Cuervo kicks it to the middle, but nobody there except one of the Rockets. Long leading pass down the far side is corralled. That's number 24. Tries a crosser. Nobody there, and he didn't have the angle. It's lost out behind the net. That was Alex Rufo who fired that one. Coming off the pass from number 5, Max Edwards. Just over 16 minutes left here in the first half. Needham with a 2-0 lead over Brookline. McGee with the goal kick. Headed down by the Rockets, booted forward by Zhang. Off the head, controlled for a second. And it's taken away by Keys. Passed back to Reddish. Reddish sends it all the way back to the center back who fakes. Now sends it forward for Edwards. Now to the near side for Ross. Ross kicks upfield, cut off by Zhang. Recovered by Ross. Pass forward. Broken up, recovered by Ross. Ross dribbling in, trying to gain the edge. Sends a crosser into the box. Booted away by Cuervo. Ross still keeping up the pursuit, but too many white shirts, and it's recovered by Bochelle. Ross keeping up the pressure, and he forces Brookline to kick it out of bounds. Throw in. Booted upfield by Zhang. Now this is number 20 for a second, but it's taken back by Reddish. Passed back to the center back, Goodrow. Now to the outside. Sent forward. Deflected away from Bugazia. Now back forward. Back and forth it goes. And a long kick forward by the Rockets, chased down by Fitzgerald and sent back to McGee. Popped up in the air for number 22, Liam Alcalay. Alcalay forward to number 20 and knocked away and passed up to number 17. A give and go attempted with Keys, and that's just going to roll out of bounds. Substitution coming in for Needham. Woodman back into the game, replacing Keys. Throw in from Zhang. Deflects back and forth. Brookline kicks it to the middle, but it's intercepted by Woodman. Pass does get forward to Edwards. Edwards sends it to the outside. Centering pass, deflected ever so lightly away, and it gets right to the spot it needed to be to clear. But the clear does not work. It's intercepted by Ross. Pass to the near side to number 17, Colin Bennett. Now back to Ross. Further back to Matthew Barton. Now up to Bennett and across to Reddish. Reddish gets tripped up from behind. And that'll be a free kick for the Rockets. "13 minutes left here in the first half. Needham leads by 2. Ross with the kick. Off the head of a Warrior. Alcalay whiffs on the clear. Needham trying to stay with it. Pass tapped over for Edwards. Edwards sends it forward. Kicked away, I believe, by Zhang, and Brookline gets it upfield. Number 20 dribbling with it now. Tries to send a pass forward. Was slightly deflected. Brookline keeping up the pursuit. Broken up. Ames winds and fires, but deflected. Still fighting for it. Kicking, trying to force it. I think was Grady Ames, as it's knocked out of bounds, and it'll be, I believe, it will be a goal kick. For a brief moment, both sides seemed to think it was a corner, but it is a goal kick. Needham working it up the far side. Pass intercepted by Brookline. Pass to the middle to Cuervo. Cuervo sends it forward for Alcalay, but goes off his foot. Recovered by Ross. Pass up to Edwards. Edwards pass off the mark. Kicked away by Jason Rabat. Sent backwards. And then a kick forwards is intercepted by Reddish. Pass to the near side to Ross. Ross. Pass broken up, taken away by Cuervo. Cuervo passes. It's kicked forward, but knocked away by the Rockets. Needham on the counterattack. Send it out to the far side. I think that's Bugazia. Taps a pass back, but now stood up defensively by Stern. Knocked back and out of bounds. So now we got a goal kick for Brookline. McGee. Upfield, bouncing along. 20 taps it forward. Tapped back. Taken by the Rockets. Pass to Reddish. Reddish. Pass intercepted by Alcalay. Sent forward to Ames, but his pass intercepted by Needham. Long kick forward finds its target. That's Bugazia trying to fight through, but Stern boots it away. Ross downs it, recovered by number 28. Booted away. Recovered by Goodrow, passed up to Ross. Kick along the way. Fitzgerald trying to clear it, and he does despite the forward pressure from Woodman. Goodrow recovers, sends it up the line. Keep passing, and it's lost out of bounds. Throw in, knocked down. Brookline trying to work it through the middle. They boot it forward, but nobody is there. It's going to be scooped up easily by the keeper. Less than 9 minutes left here in the first half. Needham with the 2-goal lead. Pass goes forward. Gazia fighting with Zhang. Taken by Lockwood for a second, but kicked away by the Rockets. Now Woodman had it for a sec, stolen away by Henry Ames, sent all the way back to McGee, who pops it up across midfield. Headed back by the Rockets, tapped to the outside where it's taken by Ross. Ross cut off by Alcalay. Alcalay, pass, hard collision, and they let him play on. Cuervo, pass upfield, taken away by Woodman. Woodman sends it to the far side. Pass forward, now a leader. Kicked away just barely by the sliding kick from Fitzgerald. That pass aimed at number 14, Xander Laidlaw. Substitutions coming in for both sides now. Kicks back and forth. Needham trying to set something up. Keys gets stood up defensively in a physical entanglement. They call the penalty on Brookline. Well, in case folks can't see it on the broadcast, the rain is back in full force out here in Needham. Free kick from the Rockets. Kick forward. Leteplo had it for a second but lost his footing, and it's kicked away by the Rockets. Now Edwards dribbling with it. Pass to the outside. Shot fired. Misses wide. McGee setting up for the goal kick. Off a couple heads. And ultimately taken by Brookline. Pass forward, gets away, taken back by Needham. Pass gets through to Edwards. Edwards charging in, fires, misses, just wide. McGee had a nice reaction to the ball, might have been able to knock that one away if it hadn't gone wide, but also might have snuck under his hand. Either way, now it is a goal kick. Just over 5 minutes left now in the half. Deflects down. Rockets working it around. The near side pass to the middle is forced forward by Keys. Gets it up to Bennett. Bennett sends it to the far side, trying to fight through the defenders, pass to the middle, intercepted, attempted clear, goes back to 23. 23 fakes, gets tripped up, and they say all ball as Brookline clears it out up to Nico Leteplo. Leteplo is trying to race around but could not. It is knocked away by the Needham defense. That play made by number 3, Matthew Barton. Throw in. Now it's out of bounds, Needham ball. Back and forth bounces, and now Brookline takes it. Pass goes back to Bochelle. Bochelle gets around, sends it up the far side for Spinelli. Spinelli met defensively, and it's going to be a corner kick as it rolled out the back end. We're in stoppage time here in the first half. The scoreboard clock frozen at 5 minutes. Only the officials know for sure when this half is going to end. Zhang with the corner kick comes in low and just hits the outside of the net, and that'll be a goal kick. Needham trying to send it forward. Swarm of Brookline defenders at midfield, but it is kicked upfield, but out of bounds. Warriors ball. Throw into Leteplo. Kicked away. Needham passes to Bennett on the near side. Bennett dribbling. Trying to work his way through. Gets a bit of an opening as he fakes out the defenders. Pass. Shot is going to be taken off one hop by McGee. Kick. Deflects forward. Brookline takes it, pass back to Lawrence, pass forward, off the mark, kicked away. Bochelle sends it to the middle to Stern. Stern boots it forward, deflected down by number 23, Owen Ching, and now Needham working it upfield. This is Woodman racing upfield. Pass skips away from Edwards and is knocked out of bounds by Lawrence. This will be a Needham corner kick. Corner kick, headed away. Downed briefly by Needham, but then stolen away by Brookline. Pass goes up to Spinelli. Spinelli racing upfield, trying to outpace the defenders behind him, but the ball wasn't coming with him. He does recover, keeps charging in, sends a crosser, kicked away by the Rockets. One of the best offensive charges Brookline's had so far tonight, but just couldn't quite finish on it. This is Ching. Ching dribbling, pass slightly deflected, and Lawrence keeps up the pursuit and knocks it out of bounds. Edwards passes to Ching. Ching working his way through a couple defenders, but finally gets stood up, and it's kicked away by Bochelle. Race up to the ball. Collision knocked out of bounds. Brookline ball. Good pressure from Leteplo. Lawrence throws into Leteplo. Leteplo fires, and just out of reach of some crashing strikers as it's scooped up by a sliding keeper. Stolen away on the far side by Rabat. Pass up to Spinelli. Spinelli dribbling, trying to fight his way through. Spinelli fires, his shot deflected, recovered, but couldn't keep with it. It's cleared out by Needham, now taken by Boschel. Boschel fires a high one, and it bounces wide. Brookline starting to generate a bit of an offensive pulse here late in the first half as they trail Needham 2-0. Ching pass forward. Now back to the near side. Up to Edwards. Edwards, fancy pass over to 27, sent to the middle for 18. Sent forward, broken up by Lockwood, I believe it is. Passed up to Boschel, and now up to Leteplo. Leteplo dribbling. Gets around Ching. Approaching in the box. Fakes out a defender. Shoots! It's in! Nico Leteplo fights through multiple defenders and finds the back of the net. And just like that, Brookline has made this a one-goal game. So just like that, off a singular effort from Nico Leteplo, Brookline showing they can score as well. The Warriors not backing down from the challenge against the number 3 team in Division 1. 2-1 now the score here in stoppage time. Kicked up the line, deflects. Tried to clear. And it goes to the near side to Ching. Ching kicks it forward, booted out of bounds off the foot of Stern. Throw in, bouncing along. Tap to the middle, kicked away briefly, recovered by 18, pass back. Now kicked forward, taken off one hop by McGee. McGee rolls it up the middle to Cuervo. Cuervo, pursued from behind, draws the penalty. Brookline knows they've got to rush it as they are in stoppage time. But they are going to have Jackson McGee kick this one. They're bringing everyone up for an aggressive final push before halftime. Into the box. Deflects back and forth, but there is the double whistle for halftime. Our score at the half, Needham 2, Brookline 1. Brookline's lone score so far today comes off a goal from Nico Leteplo. And at this halftime intermission, I'd like to take a moment for a local charity spotlight. I'd like to tell you about the Brookline Community Foundation. For over 100 years, the Brookline Community Foundation has been a trusted partner, investing in organizations and supporting Brookline by investing in organizations and initiatives that help create opportunity and promote equity for everyone who lives, learns, works, and plays in our community. Among the foundation's many grant programs is the BCF Scholarship Fund for Brookline High School, which provides graduating BHS students with scholarships to help fund post-secondary education. To date, thanks to the generosity of over 140 donors over the past 9 years, BCF has raised over $1.4 million in scholarship funding. And just for this past graduating class of 2023, The BCF Scholarship Fund awarded over $180,000 to Brookline High School for scholarships. Your support is crucial to supporting Brookline youth as they embark on the next steps in their educational journeys. Visit brooklinecommunity.org or call 617-566-4442 to learn more about the BCF Scholarship Fund for Brookline High School and how you can make a difference right here in Brookline. Once again, brooklinecommunity.org or call 617-566-4442. And as always, you can see all the information about the Brookline Community Foundation down in the description section down below, as well as a link to the Friends of BHS Soccer Booster Club. Well, once again at halftime, we got a brief break from the rain, so that's kind of nice to see. Gonna take a brief break here at halftime, mute the mic, but I'll be back for the second half of this ball game. So, I mean, it's not live, so I won't say don't go away, but, you know, I'll be back. All right, here we go. Second half, back on the mic, I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, coming to you live from DeFazio Park in Needham, Massachusetts. Here to bring you live coverage of today's high school, or not live coverage, I keep forgetting I'm not able to go live today because of Wi-Fi issues, but here to bring you this broadcast of today's varsity high school boys soccer action between the hosting Needham High Rockets and the visiting Brookline High Warriors. Right now, the home team with a 2-1 lead over the visitors. Needham scored a quick goal in the first 3 minutes of the first half to take a very early 1-0 lead, and then got a second goal off a corner kick that was headed in by Campbell Keys to make it 2-0. Brookline, in stoppage time of the first half, managed their first goal on the board off a aggressive push from Nico Liteplo, who I believe scored unassisted. So that's where we stand, 2-1, as the Rockets trying to move it upfield. It is knocked out of bounds off the sliding deflection by Eamon Boschel. Knocked it away from Xander Laidlaw, who was working it upfield for the Rockets. Laidlaw throws it in, deflected down, and scrum for the ball, and I think they're going to call Brookline's Sebastian Cuervo for going over the back of Needham's Brendan Woodman. So this will be an early free kick for Needham. You know, a slightly less than ideal location. They got an interesting angle for a crosser, but it is pretty close to the box, which allows defenders to sort of put a wall up. A little trickery. They pop it high, and it's headed away by the Brookline defense. Knocked back forward by Needham as they're trying to keep up the push. Brookline trying to knock it away. Eamon Boschel manages to get a pass up, and it's a long pass up now to Liteplo. Liteplo fights through one, but it is cleared away by the Rockets. Pass goes up to Woodman. Woodman, pass forward, knocked away by Jack Fitzgerald. Gets back to Boschel. Boschel surveying, sends it out the near side. Knocked away by Laidlaw, but recovered by Cuervo. Cuervo pops it in the air, headed away by the Needham defense, recovered by Keys. Keys out to the far side. Racing upfield, ran out of real estate there, out of bounds on the far sideline. Throwing up the line is deflected out again, still Brookline ball. Another throw in. Downed. Liteplo taps it back for Boschel. Further back to Cuervo. Forward. Misses Liteplo. Knocked away by Laidlaw. Forward. And taken away from Clapham. And Clapham, Harry Clapham, commits the penalty there as he trips up Fitzgerald from behind. Brookline setting up for the free kick. This is Oliver Stern. Sends it in low, bouncing out to the far side, intercepted by the Rockets. Brookline keeping out the pursuit, and it's knocked back, recovered by Boschel. Boschel passing out to the far side, intended for Wally Lawrence, but taken away by Jonathan Ross. Needham working it forward, but it's stolen away. This is Nate Lockwood popping it forward, gets away from Jason Rabat. Liteplo is pursuing, but it is knocked out of bounds by Matthew Barton. Matthew Barton's had a few big defensive plays in the opening minutes of the second half. Throw in towards the box. Headed away. Corralled by the Rockets, and they clear it out forward. Keys taps it out to a wide open player out on the far side. He had to wait for the ball, though. Takes it, fires, deflected wide. You could see the Brookline netminder Jackson McGee was waiting to save that one, but one of his defenders got a foot on it, knocked it wide of the net. I think it was Fitzgerald who deflected that one. Needham setting up for the corner. And it comes a little low, and it's taken at point blank by McGee, as it did deflect towards the net, but it was right towards the keeper. They go up for it, and they call a penalty on Leteplo. Probably ended up colliding with the head of the Needham defender, as now it's taken away by Cuervo. Cuervo, long pass up. It's a race to the ball, but it's going to be taken by Maximilian Goodrow. Passed up the far side. Racing up the far side is Ross. Sends it forward a little too far forward. McGee comes out of the net, kicks it away. Taken back by Ross. Ross fends off the defense from behind, keeps dribbling, sends it out to the outside. Knocked away from Ollie Gannon by, I believe, Cuervo. And actually, it was last touched by Gannon, and it'll be a Brookline goal kick. McGee, cross midfield, deflects back and forth, recovered by Lockwood. Lockwood, pass back, kicked away by Fitzgerald. Up in the air, it's taken by Leteplo. Leteplo charging in, matched up with Barton, sends in a crosser too high, bouncing along, but in comes Jason Rabat. Shot misses wide, but it deflects off a defender out of bounds. This will be a Brookline corner. Brookline getting set. Eamon Bochelle setting up to kick this one from the far side. Comes in low, walled down, but right back to Bochelle. Bochelle now pops it high. Bicycle kick, slightly whiffed. Recovered. Cuervo into the box, off a defender's head. And a slide deflection by Cuervo. Gets the favorable deflection out of bounds. It'll stay Brookline ball. Rabat throws it in towards the box. Kick was walled off by the Needham defense. Up in the air, Bochelle kicks it back forward. Booted back out, I believe, by Goodrow. Off the head of Tony Zhang. Lockwood trying to get underneath it. Guy comes over the back, and that's going to be a penalty on Needham. And this will be a very interesting chance for Brookline on the free kick here. Brookline setting up for the free kick. I believe this is Bochelle once again. Or no, it's not Bochelle. I think it might be Sebastian Spinelli. It is Spinelli setting up for the free kick. Might be a good distance for a shot here. Launches one. That one is in! We're tied! Sebastian Spinelli evens the score at 2 apiece. Let's take a look at the instant replay. I didn't quite get in time, but bit tough when I got a coat thrown over my equipment. So sorry about that, but we are tied up at 2 apiece now off the score from Sebastian Spinelli. Wait. They're calling an offsides now is what appears to be happening. They're going to take the goal off the board. So what was briefly a tie score boy, and I'm just wondering, how does a player jump off sides when there's not even a crosser? It's just a straight up shot. Was he getting too aggressive for the rebound? It's total confusion. And Brookline can't believe this reversal. So what's going to happen? Are they going to redo the kick? Was it offsides before the kick? This is very confusing. It looks like they are going to redo the free kick. So take two. Let's try this one again. Now let's see what happens. Here's the kick again, bouncing in this time, saved. So due to a strange offsides call, Brookline does not get the tying score. Kicked out of bounds there by Goodrow. And that's the kind of call that can take all the wind out of your sails, so Brookline has got to keep up the pressure and keep up the momentum after a call like that. You know, I always say, whether you like a call or not, you have to respect the call of the officials. That's going to be a penalty against Needham for over the back, so Brookline going to set up for another free kick. Spinelli setting up to take it again. This one further away than the last one. So they might opt for something into the box to try and deflect in. Kicks it up high. Over everybody, but Rabat crosses it back too high. Recovered out the far side, but Spinelli wrestles it back. Brookline keeps with it. It stays in bounds. Now Zhang pops it up. Deflected down into the mess. Leteplo had it for a second but couldn't keep it. It's taken away. Knocked out of bounds away from Clapham by Fitzgerald, and it's going to be Brookline ball as he got the favorable deflection. Rabat throws it in for Leteplo, but bounces too far away. Taken by Keys. Keys passes up the middle for Bugazia. Stern playing aggressive defense, but Bugazia recovers, pops it out to the far side to, I presume, Gannon. Gannon tries to send one forward, and it's taken by Keys as a couple of Brookline defenders were hesitating, but now Zhang has it, sends it up the far side to Spinelli. Spinelli controls it, passes to the middle to Leteplo. Leteplo turns around, tries to send one for Spinelli, cut off, and knocked away, I believe, by Ross. Up to Keys, and now up to Bugazia. Now leading one for Gannon. Offsides. You know, I was talking with a fan during halftime about the confusing rule that offsides can be. I always operate by a simple rule of thumb if you're struggling to understand the rule. If a guy seems too open to be true, he's probably offsides. Free kick from McGee. Sails up the far side. Out of bounds off the head of a Needham player. And Needham making an injury substitution. Ollie Gannon comes out. Brookline throws it in. Deflects. Leteplo tried to cross her, walled off. Leteplo recovers, but a slide tackle knocks the ball away. Aggressive defense, I believe, by Jonathan Ross. Another throw in towards the box, headed down by Needham up the far side. Pass to Keys. Keys gets double teamed, but passes out of it to Ross. Ross boots it upfield. Bouncing up the far side. Stern recovers, pass back to McGee. Tries to kick it away. Needham took it back for a second. Then after some entanglement and some more entanglement, Zhang is the one who takes it away. And a few passes forward, and Brookline is moving the ball. This is Cuervo trying to keep control of it. Kicking it up forward to Spinelli. Spinelli passing to the outside. Crosser towards the box, booted out by the Rockets, goes up to Woodman. Woodman, pass walled by Cuervo. Cuervo tried to kick it forward, but it goes out of bounds. I'll tell you, since stoppage time of the first half, Brookline's looked like just a completely different team from how they looked for most of the first half. Needham just came out like firecrackers at the start of this game and punched Brookline in the mouth, but Brookline is, give them credit, they've gotten up off the mat and they've answered the call to the challenge. But at the moment, they still trail Needham 2-1. Brookline with the ball presently. It's booted. Upfield gets to Spinelli. Spinelli to the middle. Recovered by Lawrence. Sent forward to Spinelli again. Tapped for Leteplo. Leteplo turning back around. Dribbling with it with some space. Sends it out to the near side to Rabat. Rabat. Crosser. Walled off. I think that was Goodrow. Collision deflects, but Needham controls it. Pass to Keys. Now knocked away by Fitzgerald. Aggressive collisions back and forth, but Needham boots it upfield. And we've got a delayed whistle for a penalty against Brookline for the collision. And so it'll be kicked by number 14, Laidlaw, sent to the middle to Reddish. Now out to the far side. Kicked forward, walled away by Stern, recovered by Reddish. Reddish fakes, dribbling in, fires a shot, too high. About 23.5 minutes left in this game. Needham leads Brookline 2-1. McGee slices it to the near side, goes off the head. Now booted up by Zhang. Recovered for a second by Reddish, but deflected over to Rabat. Rabat sends it up the line, knocked away by Reddish, out of bounds. There was brief confusion. They thought the official was pointing Needham's ball, but they were actually pointing towards the bench for signaling for a Brookline substitution. Checking in for Brookline now is number 31, Eli Traub, replacing Sebastian Spinelli. Rabat throws it up the line for Leteplo. Leteplo trying to fight for it, and they call the penalty on Leteplo for going over the back of Barton. It was smart defensive fundamentals from Barton there just to box out Leteplo. He really had nowhere to go but through him if he wanted to get to that ball, and that resulted in the penalty. Long, dangerous pass along the back line, and Brookline forces a deflection. Brookline trying to make Needham pay for it, but they do get it to the outside. That pass intercepted, though. Long pass forward, deflects, and it's knocked out of bounds, and it'll be Needham ball. Laidlaw throws it in. Off the head of Keys, off the head of Fitzgerald. Off the boot of number 20, and out of bounds. Not entirely sure who number 20 is for Brookline, as they've got a few new jersey numbers today. This throw in down, recovered by 20. 20 dribbling, passes upfield, tripped up. Good defense by Reddish as he takes the ball away, passes it forward to Alex Rufo. Rufo keeps with the ball, dribbles back and passes it across, intercepted by Leteplo. Leteplo dribbles back, now sends his own long pass across to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald boots it upfield for Spinelli, deflects off of Goodrow, chased down by Ross, and Ross clears it upfield. Brookline had it for a second, but it's taken by Keys. Keys sends it up the line, misses Bugazia. Racing out to boot the ball away is McGee, and he just kicks it out of bounds. Throw in. Booted away. Covered by Reddish. Reddish pass to the outside. Fighting for it, I believe that's Ross, and he draws the trip. Okay, I think I hear some Brookline players referring to number 20 as Koya, so number 20 is Koya Nicoli. Booted in and taken off the hop by McGee. McGee rolls it in up the near side to Rabat. Rabat sends it forward for Leteplo. Leteplo takes it, taps it back to Cuervo. Cuervo pops it up the near side to Traub. Traub pass gets to Nicoli. Nicoli tripped up, ball's knocked away. Taken by the Rockets. Reddish. Pass forward broken up by Bochelle, and Bochelle kicks it forward. Ross boots it up in the air, going to stay in bounds. Deflected by Bochelle towards the middle. Cuervo trying to push it forward, but it is controlled by Edwards. Edwards to the outside to Rufo. Rufo cut off by Fitzgerald. Some wrestling along the near side, and it's going to be out of bounds Brookline ball. Or did they actually call the penalty on Rufo? They did, and so Stern's going to take the free kick and send it back to McGee. McGee pops it up to the near side, off the head of Laidlaw, out of bounds. Couple subs checking in on both sides. Woodman back into the game for Needham. Spinelli back in for Brookline. Fitzgerald throws it in up the line, taken by Laidlaw. Laidlaw, pass to the middle, nobody there, taken by Bochelle. Bochelle sends it forward, headed down, batted away. Now Rufo passes it back to Reddish. Reddish further back to Ross. Ross up the far side. Fighting for it, it's sent forward. Knocked out of bounds, and Needham gets the favorable deflection. Knocked out of bounds again. Stays Needham ball. 17.5 minutes left in this one. Needham still leads Brookline 2-1. Lost out of bounds. Ross throws it in. Edwards taps it back out to Ross. Ross winds and fires a kick to the box. Headed away by Fitzgerald, but waiting for it is Laidlaw. Laidlaw fires, saved by McGee. This will be a Needham corner kick. I swear, Jackson McGee gets like 2 highlight-worthy saves each game I've seen him. He had that one earlier where I thought Woodman got the putback score but missed wide after McGee made a nice save, and then had that one there, a nice reach to the top. Corner kick sailing in. Brookline clears it out but not very far. Ross controls it. Ross fires and sails it. "16 minutes left to play, and McGee boots it across midfield. Deflects. Rufo had it for a second, but his pass intercepted by Lockwood. Lockwood's pass misses, taken by Ross. Ross sends it up the far side, racing after it. I think that's Gannon trying to fight through, but walled off by Zhang. Ball's recovered by Bochelle, pass forward. Brookline keeps trying to move it forward, knocked away by Reddish. Needham on the counter. Pass gets up to Rufo. Rufo, pass forward, misses. Clear by Fitzgerald, walled off by Woodman, but it goes out of bounds, Brookline ball. Throw in, off the head of Spinelli, hard collision, and Reddish corrals it and then gets tripped up. And this will be a free kick for Needham. Pass forward quick to Edwards. Edwards trying to cut in. He gets stopped just barely by the Brookline defense, and it will be a goal kick. McGee, cross midfield, headed right back by Needham. Fitzgerald boots it out to the near side and could not be kept in bounds. It'll be a Needham throw-in. Ross throws it in up the line, knocked out of bounds. Still Rockets ball. Throw in. Taken by Brookline. Kicked up field, but knocked away. Brookline recovers. This is Leteplo. Pass back to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald up the near side to Rabat. Rabat kicks it towards the middle to Leteplo. Leteplo's got it, works around a defender. Leteplo couldn't keep the ball with him. It's deflected away. Brookline trying to recover. They couldn't get it, and it's taken by Reddish. Leteplo almost broke through that time, but the ball wouldn't cooperate. Now Clapham with a hard collision with Fitzgerald. Free kick for Needham. And this will be interesting. They are taking it from a fair enough distance that the defensive wall is not really going to stop a good kick. And it's at an interesting enough angle that they might go for a crosser. Laidlaw into the box, off the head of Stern. Controlled by Reddish. Reddish dribbling back, gets a pass away, gets tripped from behind, draws another penalty. Reddish rushes the free kick out to Laidlaw on the near side. Laidlaw walled off, and it's booted away by Brookline. Up to Leteplo. Leteplo dribbling, pass to the middle to Lockwood. Lockwood sending it forward for Leteplo. Leteplo fights through the trip attempt, sends a long leading pass for Spinelli. Spinelli's kick walled off by the defense, and that's going to be a Brookline corner. There was some brief confusion about what the call was, but it is a corner. Some great ball movement from Brookline, from Lockwood to Leteplo, and then up to Spinelli. Now Brookline setting up for the corner. This should be Tony Zhang setting up to take this corner kick, as he is their special left-footed corner kicker. There's the whistle. Oops. I know it's a bit impossible for us to see the corner here on this view. Oh, he sends it in low. Now a crosser coming in, but it's headed away immediately. They tried to go for a little bit of trickery. It didn't quite work for them. Off the deflection, it's recovered by Cuervo. Pass now broken up and intercepted by Woodman. Recovered by Clapham, kicked up the line. Fitzgerald tried to kick it back, taken by Woodman. Woodman dribbling, sends a pass for an open target all the way down to the far side. It's recovered but ran out of time and it's kicked away. Zhang boots it upfield. And now Liteplo as it skipped past Goodrow. Liteplo off to the races. He's taken away. Huge defensive play by Barton. Matthew Barton has made a few huge defensive plays for Needham tonight, and that one might have been the hugest. Nico Liteplo is off to the races and had nobody in front of him, but a big defensive recovery by Barton to knock that ball loose. Off the head, Cuervo trying to corral it. Kicks it towards the middle. Finds his target, Spinelli, but it bounced away from him. Clapham's got it. Clapham pass deflected by Lockwood, taken by Cuervo. Cuervo barely gets a pass away to Bochelle, popped up in the air, off the head of Laidlaw. Into the middle where it's taken by Lockwood. Lockwood dribbling, pass to the outside, misses, but recovered by Spinelli. Spinelli dribbling in, fakes. Crosser popped up in the air, deflected by Needham. That's going to be another Brookline corner. 9 minutes, 20 seconds left here in this game. Needham still leads Brookline 2-1, but the Warriors starting to bring some offensive pressure once again. It's not Bochelle setting up for the kick, so I think it's Spinelli. Kick comes in low, and it's booted away immediately by Gannon. Upfield, and kick deflected out of bounds off Brookline. No, it was out of bounds before he kicked it, so it's Brookline ball. Number 27, Matteo Neretti, couldn't kick it away before it rolled out of bounds. Now another kick out of bounds, it'll stay Brookline ball. Throw in, bouncing along, controlled. Shot could not be launched by Liteplo, and he is frustrated about that one. Clapham kicks it upfield, deflected, controlled by Bochelle, popped up in the air. Clapham with it, dribbling up the near side, pass forward to Neretti. Neretti to the middle, booted away by Zhang, tapped forward by Bochelle, controlled by Needham. Dribbling with it is Reddish. Reddish along the near side, double teamed, trying to escape, gets a pass back to Laidlaw. Laidlaw gives it back to Reddish. Reddish draws the penalty from behind, as it looked like Cuervo just kind of lost his footing and ended up pushing Reddish. Free kick coming from Laidlaw. Kick coming in. Deflects back and forth. Keys takes it, but his shot was deflected and taken easily by McGee. McGee boots it. 7 minutes left. Off the head of Laidlaw into open space. Recovered by Lockwood. Lockwood sends it up the far side. Racing after it, I think, is Lawrence. Lawrence dribbling in. Could not get through his defender, Ross. Pushed from behind. No call. And it's booted upfield, chased down by Zhang, and he taps it out of bounds. Substitutions checking in for Needham. Looks like Woodman back into the game, replacing Clapham. Throw in. Tapped into open space. Kick into the box. Off the head, and it almost went off the head of a defender the wrong way, but it was still recovered by McGee. Gives it to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald boots it upfield. Up to Liteplo. Leteplo again knocked away by Barton. Taken up the far side by Edwards. Slide tackle by Zhang. Bochelle pass miscommunicated, and it's stolen away by Keys. Wrestled away by Cuervo. Cuervo sends it forward to Leteplo, and now back to Zhang. Zhang back forward to Spinelli. Spinelli fires, sails high. Just over 5 minutes left. We will soon be entering stoppage time. Scoreboard clock will soon stop, and it'll be up to the officials to tell us when this game is over. Brookline trying to keep up the forward pressure, but Needham clears it out of bounds. Clock frozen at 5 minutes. We're in stoppage time. Throw in. Brookline controls. Crosser into the box, headed away. Fitzgerald trying to send it forward, but intercepted and kicked away to the near side, chased down by Woodman. Woodman dribbling against Stern. Stern, slide tackle disrupts. Out of bounds, Brookline ball. Stern throws it in, off the head of Laidlaw. Off the head of Stern, into open space where it's taken again by Laidlaw. Kicked out to the far side to an open Edwards. Edwards dribbling in, sends a pass through, finds Keys, and Keys missed it wide. That was about as perfectly placed as a pass can get in this sport, but Keys just couldn't finish it off his left foot. McGee off the head of Leteplo, downed, and an over-the-back penalty on Needham, and we're going to get a free kick for Brookline. Brookline setting up for the free kick. This is Cuervo. Cuervo pops it up towards the box. Header, couldn't kick it. And Brookline was looking for a handball in the box, but they did not get it. Instead, it is cleared out by the Rockets, recovered by Cuervo. Cuervo recovers, boots it towards the box again. Bouncing, it's corralled. Brookline trying to fight through the traffic. It's knocked out of bounds, and they say goal kick Needham. Substitution coming in for Brookline. Appears to be number 20, Koya Nicoli. Goal kick, sails towards midfield, off ahead, and booted away by Needham off the head of Stern. Zhang boots it away, headed back, and out of bounds. Brookline ball. Zhang throws it in, off another head. Zhang kicks it back, controlled by Lockwood. Lockwood gets passed through to Nicoli. Nicoli sends it up the near side to Rabat. Rabat fighting, ran out of room, and it'll be Needham ball. Throw in. Controlled by Woodman, but he's double teamed, knocked away by Nicoli. Rabat pass misses, and it's taken away by 18. Pass up the far side. Needham racing upfield. Leave a pass for 18. Now send one through. A couple of nice passes, but might be one too many passes. Sent forward by Noretti to, I think, Edwards. Now back out to Laidlaw. Laidlaw. Pass out to the near side to Woodman. Woodman dribbling it towards the corner to try and run out the clock. It's knocked loose by Spinelli, but it goes out of bounds. It'll be a corner. And they just decide to tap the corner kick, keep it in the corner to run out the clock. Now send it into the box, but it's deflected out. Spinelli controls it. Boots it upfield. Lawrence trying to chase after it, but he might not get there in time. And he does not. We've got what appears to be an injury substitution for Brookline. Jason Rabat coming out. Throw in. Off ahead, kicked forward, but misses. Spinelli taken back by the Rockets. Pass up the near side, Woodman. Woodman dribbling, cuts towards the middle, taps a pass for Keys. Keys out to the far side, finds his target, and tripped up. That's going to be a penalty call against Brookline. That's going to be a free kick just outside the box. Very interesting angle to kick this one from. And it comes bouncing along, misses everybody, but last touched by a defender. It's going to be a corner for Needham as the Rockets try and run out the clock with a 1-goal lead. Brookline trying to hustle some defenders near to the corner because they know Needham's going to try and run out the clock. And they are keeping it in the corner. And it's out of bounds. Brookline ball, or no, it's a penalty. Brookline free kick. McGee boots it up the near side, off the head of Nicoli. Booted away by Keys, downed by Fitzgerald, and he kicks it forward. Kicked back by Keys, knocked down by Cuervo, recovered by Laidlaw. Laidlaw gets tangled up, no call. Recovered by Woodman. Woodman dribbling around, manages to knock one to the middle, off the foot of Keys. Bochelle kicks it forward to Lawrence. Lawrence dribbling across midfield, sends a pass forward, finds Leteplo. Leteplo trying to get around Barton. Barton's been marking him up all night, and he's been doing a strong job of that. Leteplo trying to dribble around against Barton, trying to gain the edge. Runs into another defender, knocked out of bounds. Brookline ball. And I think we got a timeout called. So Brookline trying to set up for their last push to try and tie this game. It's been a wild game of sorts. And whether Needham comes out of it or comes out of this with the win, or if Brookline manages to finish the comeback and make it a tie, either way, one team is going to have plenty of what-ifs to look at after this one is over. Of course, Brookline had that free kick goal by Spinelli that was taken back because of an offsides. Meanwhile, Needham had a couple of very good shots that just ended up bouncing wide. That one on the rebound by Woodman that ended up hitting the outside of the net, and that one that Keys got off a very nice pass that he just sent a little wide off his left foot. So either way, regardless of who comes out of this one pleased, the team that doesn't come out of this one pleased will have some what-ifs to look at. Out of the timeout now. Lawrence getting ready to throw it in for Brookline. Throw in. Into the box. It's a scrum, and it's booted out by the Rockets. Out of bounds, still Brookline ball, and they're going to try and throw it back into the box. Headed out by Needham. Boschel tried to kick it through, but it wasn't there. Brookline even had their goalie out, but there is the triple whistle. And the Needham Rockets hold on to beat the Warriors. Final score, Needham 2, Brookline 1. The initial score fest from Needham in the first half proved to be too much for Brookline to overcome. But give the Warriors credit. Like I said before, Needham came out and punched him in the mouth at the start of the game, but Brookline answered the call and gave the third-ranked team in the MIAA Division I power rankings a fight, cutting the score down to 1, and for a brief moment seeming to have tied the game before that offsides call took the equalizer away. Needham's goals, I think the first one came from Harry Clapham, I'm not sure, but I know the second one came from Campbell Keys on a header. Brookline's lone goal from Nico Leteplo. But that is how things are going to end. Final score, Needham 2, Brookline 1. And I'm going to wrap up this broadcast. Thank you all so much for tuning in or for watching this one. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. If you enjoyed this broadcast, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all my upcoming live streams. If you have anything you'd like to say, you can say it in the comment section down below. Also go down below to the description section of the video where you can find a link to the Venmo page for the Friends of BHS Soccer Booster Club and a link and phone number for our local charity Spotlight, the Brookline Community Foundation. Also, you can find some more information about me, which you can also see in the bottom right corner of your screen. The URL to my personal website, jessesports.com. Find out more about me, the freelance sports broadcasting services that I provide to various teams, and how you can commission those services for your favorite team. Or you can skip all that and simply email me directly with any questions or requests you may have. And remember to follow me on Instagram, where I post highlights from previous live streams. But for this live stream, that is going to do it. Final score, Needham 2, Brookline 1. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan from DeFazio Park in Needham, Massachusetts. Thank you all for watching, and have a good night.